So when the tea was being poured in the cup, she raised her, she was like surprised. Hey guys, I hope you haven't put sugar in that. And everybody was like, Allah, shush, sugar, you don't do sugar. So immediately she went into her her bag. She like tightened some funny things and she came out with some leaves, green leaves that were dried and well preserved. So she was like, we were like, hey, shush, you don't, well, what's up? And she took some leaves and put them in the cup. And she said, okay, her cup should be served with tea now. Few minutes later is when we realized that, Shosh had her own sugar. And doing some research here and there, I realized that the name of that particular plant was stevia. Very sweet, and her tea was even sweeter than ours. I was curious to know much more about it, and Shosh told us she hasn't used sugar for the last like 40, 50 years, and that's how she is as healthy as she was. That story drives me to something curious, something that is touching, that what if everything that was needed by human being was already provided? What if everything that was needed by human being for survival, for food, for general health was already provided? Like you see, grandma, we believe sugar or something that is supposed to make our tea sweet should come from a pepper. But grandma believes something that should make our tea sweet should come from a garden. We believe something that should make us feel nice with the food should come from maybe a container or a paper or something like that. Grandma believes something that should make our food nourishing, our food smell good, our food taste good, our food be preserved for longer should just but come from a garden. That alone brings us to our topic of the day. Coach Malwa is my name. So guys, I welcome you back to this channel this day, whether it is morning, evening, wherever you are, depends with wherever you are. So today we want to do some small definition here. Most people have been asking me, what is a spice? By the way, spice ni nini? What is a spice? What is a spice? What do you know a spice to be? What did your mother, father, grandfather, mother tell you a spice is? How did you come to know a spice to be? Maybe from school and all that. Today, I want to define this term in the simplest way possible. A spice is any plant part that is edible, that was traditionally used to add value. Traditionally, a spice, a plant part, maybe the bark, maybe the root, maybe a leaf, maybe a seed, maybe a fruit from a plant was used to add value to the body system. The body system could be breathing system, digestion system, the joint system, the blood circulation, etc., etc. Any body system, anything, any plant that is edible that is used to add value to these systems, we call it a spice. Or traditionally, it was known as a spice. But in the modern world, something funny now, in the modern world, people define a spice. I was asking a young girl the other time and she told me, yes, mi najua spice ni nini, simami ununua spice anapikia. So in the modern world, it is believed or it is known that a spice is something that adds value to food. Traditionally, it adds value to body systems, but in the modern world, it is something that adds value to foods. Maybe smell, maybe color, smell, taste, thickness. People believe, or people in the modern world believe, that a spice is something that adds value to food. But traditionally, people knew a spice is something that any plant that is edible that adds value to body systems. I think something went, or we missed something as time went by. So now, having defined what a spice is, let's look at some of the examples of spices we traditionally had. Examples of spices we traditionally had. Remember, in my definition, I said a spice is something, edible plant part that was used to add value to body systems. Edible plant part could be maybe a bark. Like here, I'm having a bark of a plant. This is generally known as cinnamon. So example one is cinnamon. This is a plant part that is edible, but now this is the bark of a plant. Example two is, so this is the bark of a plant. Example two is, here we have, what do we call this? This is hibiscus. Hibiscus. These are just leaves, no, flowers of a plant. Flowers of a plant. Hibiscus. This is a flower that is edible. Hibiscus. There are many who knows it as hibiscus tea or something like that. Hibiscus, this one. Then it could be maybe a seed part. Seed part, like for example, the chia seeds. Chia seeds. Here we go. Chia seeds. Chia seeds. These are seeds, the seed part of a plant that is used to, used to add value to body systems. Seed. Then we have fruit. Fruit bit of it, like this is black raisin. Is another example of a spice. Raisin. This is the brown, this is the black, dark chocolate raisin, this one. black or dark chocolate raisin. You taste it, you get it very sweet. Raisin. This is now a fruit. As examples of fruits are now the golden raisin. We have another example like date, amatende, and many more. Raisin. Then we have another example. Maybe I've talked of fruit, seed, flower, bark. Now the leaf could be moringa. We have something like bay leaves. That one I don't have it here, but I'm sorry. Maybe next time I'll showcase it and you'll see. This is a bay leaf. This is a leaf part. Bay leaves, a leaf part of a plant. So we have other examples like something like ashagwava. Ashagwava. Ashagwava is a root part of a plant. So if you see on my list, you realize that we have a bark, flower, seed, fruit, leaf, root, and we also have things like the buds of a plant, like the cloves being a bud. What's the spelling? The bud of a plant. Cloves, I have it here. This is neither a seed nor a flower. This is the part of a plant that is before it completes its process of flowering. This one, cloves is another example of a spice we have. So looking at these examples, we realize that we have bud, bark, root, leaves, flowers, seeds, fruits, etc. So any part of a plant that is edible, that is used to support the body system or to add value on the body systems is called a spice. I think we shall dwell and go with the traditional bit of the definition of what a spice is. Keep tuned, guys, as we proceed with our video. The human body understands the language of the soil. Why? Because it is said, or it is believed, that we all came from dust. And what comes from dust can understand the language of dust. And the body of man was not separate from the earth. It was formed from the same dust. And what came from soil could speak the flesh. And what came from soil could speak to the flesh. The cure we ignored. This is a powerful book